Hi, my name is Yuh-Boh Feng, and I'm a software engineer. When I first learned about software engineering, the most layman way I heard it described to me was to put instructions into a computer or a laptop and make it do what you want it to do. Before software engineering, I was a Army Reserve saxophonist. My transition started during the quarantine. And so at that time, I figured it was a good idea to change careers. So when I had a talk with some of my musician friends who were also software engineering, they introduced me to it, and I really got into it because I was looking for something that would have the same mental fulfillment as I did when I was practicing like 5 to 6 hours a day in a practice room. I was born in Taiwan, and my family moved here at around 99, and I grew up in the Bay Area for most of my life. Eventually, I moved to Sacramento for my undergrad, Boston for my graduates, and I came back here. Growing up, I wasn't exactly all that smart, right? So I thought, oh, technology, that's for smart people, right? And I wasn't really that smart. What's that term called? Imposter syndrome. So it took me a while for me to get over the fact that, maybe I might not learn as fast as my peers did, but if I put in the time and effort, there's no reason why I can't be a software engineer. My training started with learning HTML and CSS. I actually used my military benefits to apply for a software engineering school. The course was 20 weeks long, where we learned full stack from JavaScript, HTML, Node backend, PostgreSQL. There was a lot of days, a lot of weekends where I was just like, I can't get this. I don't understand it. We're moving way too fast. But I kind of just stuck to it till the end. You're going to need to take some time to be able to manipulate the code into doing what you want it to do. So patience is a big part of it. What surprised me in software engineering was just the absurd number of languages, and just being able to master one is already, that takes so long. And so when I see all these technologies that would be expected of me as I grow, it does look intimidating. In my opinion, the skills a software engineer should have, number one is just to be able to have that resilience, that openness to learn, and being flexible. All the hard skills, you will get it, right? But in order to succeed in a field like this, you do really need to be able to push yourself and not give up so early. Obviously, you can go to college and get a 4-year degree, or for those with a non-traditional background, you can go to a software engineering program. The best part about software engineering is, like, after the hours of struggling and suffering through the code and making sure everything connects together, when the code finally works just like that, it's so rewarding. It's very refreshing to me, because I've made something out of seemingly nothing. I made this website where I added a feature that took so long for it to work, that when it finally starts working like it should, I feel like a sense of pride in what I do. Some advices I would give, it may range from person to person. If I was speaking to a veteran, I might suggest them using VetTech or using the DoD SkillBridge program. If you're not in the military, then I would say there's so many free resources online. YouTube, Free Code Camp. Look up on any of these websites, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, and just pick a language and just start learning. What getting into technology has done for me is just being able to see a completely different world, right? Because before I was a musician, and so I sort of see everything in sort of like in a different context. Once I got into technology, it was a completely different shift in thinking and different shift in mindset. It's not like I abandoned my artistic side. If anything, I sort of just combined them together. In terms of my music background, I started playing in middle school. I've had over like 15, 16 years of performance experience. And since then, I've been performing at Sacramento State. I've been performing at England Conservatory. I've been in saxophone ensembles, solo performances, duets, quartets, just a lot of performances. When I practice the saxophone for a major competition or for this giant performance, right? Everything comes down to the details, the minute details, your physical movement, how you sound, being in tune, making sure you express the music that the composer wanted the music to be expressed as. And so I try to bring that over to technology as well, because when I'm coding, if you mess up one string of code by one letter, one character, everything just falls apart. So you gotta make sure that you double check, triple check, quadruple check. And that's how I use my music background to my advantage. All right, here goes nothing. There we go.
That's great. That's